folks. Recently I purchased a Club Car DS 1989 model golf cart from a neighbor of mine. It runs well, but it being an 89 model, it obviously needs a lot of restorative work and parts replaced. I looked on the internet for how you take off the front and rear body, because I wanted to replace the entire body, and there was nothing on the Club Car DS. There was several videos on the Club Car Precedent later model, but nothing on the DS model. So I thought I would give a quick video on how to remove the front portion and the rear portion of the body on the Club Car DS. This is my Club Car DS 1989 model. I've already removed the windshield and the rear passenger seat. If you'll notice, there are two holes that held on the windshield. Those are key bolts to retaining the front body. So since those are removed, the next step is to remove the two bolts here and here. As you can see, there's two parts to the frame, and so as you've removed the bolts from both sides, retain them for replacement later on, or clean up and replace. At this point on the console and on the other side, about this point, are two more screws, 1/4 inch head on them, that need to be removed also. Now that the screws have been removed, this upper bracket can be lifted off. The next screws that have to be removed are here at the front. You notice the bolts under these lights that the previous owner had added. Those bolts need to be removed. The body is now free and can be removed. The next step to remove the rear body is to use a number 3 Phillips on the forward reverse handle. Remove those bolts and pull the handle out. Then the charger receptacle, use a number 2 Phillips and remove those bolts. Then there's 2 bolts at the bottom of the near the floorboard. Those need to be removed also. Use the number 2 Phillips to remove the screw that holds the forward reverse handle onto the shaft. One thing I found when I was removing the 2 bolts from under the forward reverse handle is that they had an unusual head, combination Torx and flat screwdriver. So be aware of this, check yours carefully. It'll save you some time and effort if you're trying to use a Phillips screwdriver. It doesn't work very well. When removing the forward reverse knob, remember to capture the nuts on the opposite side and save them. An important safety note is to disconnect the power cable, and you can find that on this 36 volt system by looking at there's the negative cable, and here's the positive coming out to that battery. Disconnect it while you're working on those electrical components. There are two bolts holding down the rear of the rear body assembly. They're right about here and here under the bagwell pads. I had to lift up the bagwell protector sheet to get to the head of the bolt to remove it, both of them. Now you'll notice that when I removed the rear seat, the bolt holes there held on part of the rear body. The last step will be to remove both of the back seat upright bolts. Remember to catch the nuts on the inside of the body and retain them. After disconnecting the rear light wires, the rear body is ready to be removed. Here's the golf cart with both the front and rear body removed. A lot of dust and dirt built up over the years under that body. We'll clean all that off and make it sparkle, and then put on a new body, new dash, new floorboard, new seats. It'll be almost a new car. Thanks for watching, and may God bless.